Y'all, I think my camera's about to go. Come on, focus. Y'all, my camera is dying, so I'm not gonna be able to vlog next week. Hello everyone, it is Wednesday morning. Wednesday. Not Monday, not Tuesday, it's Wednesday morning. And for good reason too. So Monday and Tuesday, I did try to vlog. I really did. I had little bitty snippets here and there throughout both of the days. And it wasn't like it was a bad day. It wasn't as if it was a busy, well, I mean, they were busy days. It was a busy day, but I needed to take time to be a mama. And so I did. I took time to be a mom on Monday and Tuesday. So I am back. I'm going to try to make this vlog the best I possibly can. I may end up showing you guys some of my clips from Monday and Tuesday. Not really sure. If I do, I'll put it here. So I'm in the Walmart parking lot because I need to pick up 2 whistles, and I'm gonna show you what the whistles are gonna be for later on in the day. I have some really fun activities, and we're starting to launch reading workshop, writing workshop, and math workshop. So that is what our focus is gonna be on today. I'm really excited about teaching math. I'm really excited about teaching science and social studies. So I think that is going to be like, I'm gonna be all giddy about it. Alright, I'm gonna go into Walmart, get this stuff, and have people stop looking at me like I'm doing something very inappropriate. Y'all, I think my camera's about to go. It's acting really funny. Just a second ago it said I had a memory card error, and then it just did this weird flash at me. It's really strange. Anywho, so it's about 6:40 in the morning. I am here before pretty much anyone else is here, which is good because I have to go and hog a copier. So I need to go to the copier, copy a bunch of things. And while I was in Walmart, I'm like, I have a box of coffee, I have a yogurt, and then I have the whistles that I needed to get. I'm in line paying, like going to pay for it. And then I forgot my debit card. Like, I must have taken my debit card out when I went to go and buy us dinner last night because it wasn't in my wallet. And then I was already leaving the parking lot when I realized, oh wait, I do actually have $20 in my bag. But anyways, I already left. I'm without it. Let's cross our fingers that I have coffee. Good news is that my fridge hasn't done some crazy thing, and it's like normal. Like it's working. The door isn't open. Nothing's been busted. So, I mean, that's like the bright side of things, because that's kind of what's happened to me every like first day of the week, the past 2 weeks. So I'm gonna go to the copy machine and I'll show you guys what I've copied. It's time for me to get ready to go to a meeting. So 8 o'clock, we have a meeting to talk about some technology pieces. So I have to get ready to go to that. Everything has been copied. Everything is ready. I feel good. I have the morning message on my computer. So I will show you guys what we're gonna be doing later on. I know I haven't showed you anything yet, but I promise you I will. This morning, we have morning meeting, and then we have math, and then we have our lunch. For math, they're gonna be taking their pre-assessments just so that we can start putting them into their groups. So it's there's nothing really fancy. During lunch, I will, just stay right there. Does this feel awkward? Okay, so during lunch, I will show you guys exactly what we're doing for grammar because we have some fun stuff planned. That's it. Hi. Blaney, where are we? We're at the fair. Are you excited?
Woohoo!
It's exciting.
My friend's there.
Come on, over here. There's lots of cars right now.
Fried Oreos.
We're gonna go get fried Oreos.
Got it.
Yum. Ooh, fried Oreos. Okay, who wants to do it first?
Me.
Go, Ian.
Hot. Oh, they're gonna be hot.
Yeah, they're hot. They just came out.
Should I go back? No, that was mine.
It's so good. I hope. Do it, Ian.
It's about the experience. So I guarantee they're not good.
Potato. It's not potato. Only hot potato. No.
Did you get into the Oreo?
Yeah.
It's gooey.
Alright, let's go buy 5 more.
Did you win?
She's the star of the show.
Go. I am really bad again about taking things home and then not doing them. I get so tired, and I think it's just because I'm getting old. I like to say that that is it. But we also went to the fair last night, so it's supposed to be raining a lot this week, y'all. I needed to go to the fair, so I didn't get any work done, which I'm okay with because I got to spend some quality time with my boys. We had a lot of fun. My mother-in-law went with us, which was really nice. It was a good evening. And then I got to see my kitchen. It's just a good evening. Anywho, I didn't get any work done, which means I have a lot of work that I need to do this morning before I go to special. So I wanted to show you guys something that we started doing yesterday that I was really excited about. So I spent the entire weekend planning up grammar boot camp. Last year I did grammar boot camp, but the boot camp wasn't as intense as the boot camp is going to be this week. Last week it was a little bit more fun and laid back, and the kids got to kind of walk around the school and find things. It was really fun. They enjoyed it, but because we have 70 kids, it doesn't seem like a good idea to set all 70 kids off into the building. So what I ended up deciding to do was I tried to think of just themey things that I could do with the kids and get them to have a little boot camp within the classroom. So yesterday I presented them with boot camp, and I had a whole uniform on. I promise you I will show you that later, but I had this whole uniform on, and I gave the kids their grammar boot camp book. I worked so hard on this. They were truly excited about it, and inside of this book it kind of walks them through the entire week. So what I had in here is the first page has a song for you, and I have a couple of things that I need to go back and fix because I didn't put repeats for some odd reason in some of them, but it's fine. So it just goes through the different things that they're going to be learning about this week. So it's like a little boot camp song, and it's I don't know what you've been told. Grammar boot camp is our goal. Nouns are words in a sentence. They represent a person, place, or thing, and it just goes on and on. Yesterday I presented them with nouns, and I told them that they were gonna have to work really hard, and I had my my boot camp face on, and they had to learn about nouns, and they had to learn about the difference between a common pronoun and a proper noun. So that's what I did yesterday. I kind of walked them through the definitions. We did a practice together here, and then I set them up with partners to be able to do a sort together. Why is this coloring getting really weird on me, y'all? I'm telling you, my camera's dying. All right, let's try that. Is that better? Okay. So then what we did afterwards, after we went through and we did the whole little kind of discussion, talked about the definition, I went through and I gave each group tires. So you guys have ever seen you have to do the exercise where you kind of do your high knees through the tires? That's kind of the that was kind of the obstacle course that we had to go through yesterday. So the kids had 3 little tires. They had common, they had proper and pronoun in here, and they had to do the sort with the little skid mark. So each little skid mark, I don't know if you see it. Come on, focus. I know you're done, but let's just, okay. it's not gonna focus. But each little skid mark had a word on it and they had to do the sort. When they were done doing the sort, they had the opportunity to go through the hula hoops. So I set up hula hoops in the middle of the room to mimic tires, and the kids got to go through it. When they were done with that, inside of here they have an independent practice piece that they have to go through. So back here in the very back they have this nouns practice. So they went through and they actually had to circle the noun here, and they also had to circle whether it was a proper pronoun or a common noun. So that's what we did yesterday. They really enjoyed it. I was super excited for them. Today I think okay, so today I'm a little bit more excited because I do really like this activity. So today we're gonna play Battleship with verbs. I am so excited. So the verbs is going to consist of identifying what a verb is, and then they're also gonna have to be able to tell whether it's past, present, or future. So the entire goal is that they have to be able to identify it, but they also have to be able to produce it. So if I was to say walk, I want you to put it in a past tense. They have to say walked. So that is what we're doing today. And here is the game. Now I'm a little sad because the copier printed them out crooked. Like, let me show you guys. Like, look how crooked that is. You're really, if it's straight, you're supposed to cut it in half and then just glue one piece on top of the other. But because it printed out crooked, I'm having to do extra cuts, which is kind of ridiculous. But I didn't want to waste the paper. So I'm cutting mine extra skinny, which it's not meant to be this way. It's meant to be way easier. But then what I'm gonna do is create a game board for each kid. So this is their game board. In normal Battleship, you have like the big 10 by 10, I think it is, right? Is it 10 by 10? I can't remember. Anyways, so you have this big like square board. I can't do that with it because I have to have past, present, and future, and then it would end up repeating, so it just seemed pointless. So the kids are gonna get one of these. They have verbs at the very top of it. There we go. They have verbs at the very top, and then they have past, present, or future. They're also gonna get some ships to be able to glue down onto where they have it. And the kids are gonna play Battleship with this. So they're going to end up saying, when they want to try to hit one of their ships, they're gonna say burned. So then the kids are gonna have to go find burn and do bird, and they're gonna write the word bird right there in the middle. So I think it's gonna be good. I'm gonna cross my fingers that they enjoy it. I think this is a really cute game. So that's what we're doing today. This morning, we're still doing math assessments. So the kids are gonna continue doing that. Hopefully I'll be able to get a lot of my checklist done this morning since they're gonna be doing that. Battleship. I'm really excited. This is gonna be a good game, y'all. I have like this like gut feeling. And then tomorrow is gonna be pretty exciting as well because we are doing adjectives, which adjective is like one of my favorite lessons to ever teach. I still haven't quite figured out what we're doing for subject and predicate, but it will come to me, y'all. It will come to me at the last minute because I am a procrastinator, and that is what procrastinators do. We get genius ideas at the last minute. If I don't, I'm sorry. I thought it was probably garbage and I ended up just trashing it. So it depends on how great the footage is and how much I actually have of it, but I guarantee I don't have a ton of it. So I'm hoping that today I will be able to give you guys a little bit more footage for me to be able to record a little bit more of what's happening in the day. I will say that on Monday and Tuesday, I was not able to vlog like at all during the middle of the day or the end of the day. So that's probably why I thought it was awful. I was only able to do in the morning. Today, I am determined, y'all. I am determined. So let's get back there, and I am gonna show you some things that I have been really excited about for this week. Back in my classroom, and now I need to do some serious sorting of papers. These papers are driving me nuts, and I need to get them sorted and out of my way. That was actually really fast. I think maybe I had already done like a little bit of a sort before I even, that I don't even remember. Do you guys see my eye? It's red again. Ooh, okay. Now what I need to do is I need to actually do some check-offs. So I have my little bitty checklist that I have here that I'm going to just start checking off some of my students. 2 of these piles actually has to go to the office. Some of the other ones I just file for my information, and then some of these are work that the kids have been doing this past couple of weeks. So I'm gonna go ahead and start checking these off and get this off my list. I changed my lipstick because I think it was what was throwing me off. Like, I felt like I was looking cray. Speaking of which, if you noticed that my makeup was not blended, it's because I've been getting ready in the dark lately. I probably really should stop doing that, but I don't want to wake anyone up. I feel so bad in the morning, so I try to like tiptoe and be super quiet, and then I try not to spend too much time in the bathroom because then the boys' rooms are right there and I don't want to wake them up, so I take my makeup. It's just a whole thing. So I've been rubbing my face in. So I finally got everything checked off this morning, which is really nice. I do need to make a couple of extra copies because I have some assignments that are missing from students. You guys were like falling back there. So I have some assignments that I am missing from students, so I need to make a couple of extra copies. This morning I have a pretty easy morning because they are finishing their math assessment. They've been taking this math assessment. It's like a pre-assessment, so it kind of lets us know on grades like 3 to 5 what are some of the standards that they got, what are some of the standards that they are, you know, they are not understanding all the way. So that we know exactly where to start them. But they've been taking this poor assessment for like 3 days. These poor babies. Now, granted, they also haven't been given that long during the time to be able to take them because we've been going over for our morning meeting, which we need to learn how to cut that down because it's taking way too long. And I think we're going probably about 20 or 30 minutes. 20 minutes, 30 minutes is exaggerating, but 20 minutes over our morning meeting, which is no bueno. So I'm gonna go and make some of those copies. There was something else. Y'all, I wish you could talk to me right now because I feel like I told you guys something else I needed to do and I don't remember. Oh, the books, the library books. I have these library books that I really need to get marked with their labels. There is actually one that has a label, so that one needs to get put away. But these need to get marked with their labels. I already have them sorted. I just now need to take time to put the labels on them and then put them in their respective room. So I'm gonna do that as soon as I go make those copies so I can get this part done. My morning message is up for today. Has the date Wednesday. Good morning. All I did was put in today. Oh, I need to change where it says Monday. Gotta change that. It says, today looks as though it's going to be a rainy day. I love curling up on my sofa with a fluffy pillow and the rain outside my window pitter-pattering away. If you are interested in representing our class as the BLT, breakfast and lunch taste testers, please place your name on an index card and tell me why you would believe you would be a good fit. Believe you can, and you are halfway there. Theodore Roosevelt. Warmly, Mrs. Spackman. Reminders that tomorrow is picture day, Friday is a half day with a pause meeting, and then the assignments that I still need completed from some friends. So, that's up. I need to change that to Wednesday. I have decided that since so many people are really liking this, I did put it up on my Instagram, on an Instagram story. Yes, I had it on an Insta story. And since so many people are liking it, I am actually gonna put this up in my story. So if you would like it, it will be editable, so you will be able to change it. So if you are interested in this, guys, check out the link down below so that you can go and snatch this up. It will be in my store, available to all of you. So I am pretty much ready for this morning. I still haven't made my coffee. I've been go-go. Like, I've been actually doing stuff. So I've been very, very proud of myself. So I have all of the books together. All of those are put away. I do need to clean up my mess. I have a little bit of a mess right here. So I'm gonna get that cleaned up. And then I have about 20 minutes, so that's plenty of time for me to have a cup of coffee, chillax for a minute, and then get ready for the day to start. I do not have anything important to say. I just simply wanted to point out that I have already put my hair up today. School hasn't even started yet. Okay, it doesn't look bad, so I'm gonna roll with it. Just wanted to tell you guys that. I'll talk to you guys later. There's now, sorry, I'm like eating. Y'all, I start, whenever I go get food at the cafeteria, I start eating in the hallway because I'm just so hungry. So it is now lunchtime. I am eating a Panther pizza, which is like specialty. Delish. I know you wanted to see that. So I'm eating a Panther pizza, and also I'm also heating up some ramen noodles. Please don't judge me. But we have like the earliest lunch on the face of the planet. So the kids are off at lunch right now. I'm going to eat my lunch and then also make sure that I have all of the materials ready for this afternoon. So today in writing, we're talking about brainstorming. We're trying to show them how we brainstorm lots of different ideas and give them lots of different methods for brainstorming for their stories. So we're reading the book Ish, which is so cute if you have not read it. And they're going to create their Ish drawing, and they're going to come up with something that their drawing is. I will show them to you afterwards, I promise. And then afterwards, they're going to get to write a little story about it. So that is what we're doing in writing. I'm going to continue. I'm like out of breath. What is wrong with me? We're going to continue with Grammar Bootcamp, and I know I have not shown you anything with Grammar Bootcamp. I promise you I will though. So I will show you the writing, and I will also show you Grammar Bootcamp this afternoon because we've been enjoying it. So we're doing Grammar Bootcamp, and then for reading, we're talking about a just right place to be able to sit and read. And we're reading a book called A Quiet Place that is perfect for talking about finding a perfect spot for picking up a book and reading. And I feel like today is a great day for it because it's raining outside, and these are kind of my perfect reading a book kind of days. So I'm gonna go eat now, and then hopefully be able to show you some things later on during my special. So we have like this really early lunch, and then we have this huge long stretch of time where we're in class. So from 11:30 to 2:20 we have this like big block. So our writing and our reading and our content is kind of all within this time right after lunch, and then the kids will go to special, and then it's the end of the day. So I don't know. So that's what we're doing. I'm gonna eat my food because I'm super excited about it, and I'll catch up with you guys during special. My voice is about to go away because I've been a boot camp sergeant. So I haven't been able to talk very well. So it is now like getting towards the very end of the day. I want to show you guys. Hold on, let me get my stuff together. So it is now the end of the day. So when the kids come back, we literally have like 30 minutes. That's our closing circle. It's our wrap up time. It's their time to be able to get any work done that they have not been able to complete. Some of them continue reading. Some of them are pulled at groups. Like it just starts to kind of go all over the place. So I really wanted to show you guys because I am very proud of this. I have a new unit that is going up. So today it is up in my store, available to all of you to be able to go and purchase. I love me some good things. Today what we did is we talked about verbs. So we talked about verbs and then what past, present, and future verbs were. And the kids got to play a game called Verb Tense Battleship. I like the game Battleship. I thought the game Battleship would fit really perfect with it, so I was excited. So here's what the game board looks like. It's really long because I couldn't do it the other way. I still thought that this would be cute. So yeah, I thought it was adorable. So here is the game board, and then the kids got to get 2 of the really long ships and then 3 of the really smaller ships, and they glued them down randomly onto their board. So what they had is on one side they had past, present, and future, and then along the top they have all of the verbs. So when they go to throw like a torpedo or whatever you want to call them, I can never think of the word, but whenever you want to go and like attack their ship, they would say the word climbed. So then the kid next to them, or the kid that they were going against, had to find that word climb, find the correct tense, and then write the word climbed. Now they told them whether they got a hit or not, or if they missed. So the entire game, instead of it being with a letter and a number, they were using the verb with the correct tense, and they were writing those down. The kids loved this game. They did such a great job, and I was so excited about it because I thought it was going to be a really fun little game for them to be able to play. So I was very excited for them. But yes, and then what I ended up deciding to do, because it was a little bit tricky for the opponents. So one opponent, let's say opponent A, I'm opponent A, I'm about to try to attack opponent B's ship. I would say, okay, playing. Opponent B would find the word playing, they would write playing down, and they would say missed. I went on ahead and I just put a little check mark to tell myself, all right, I already said that word to her. I already said playing to her. So then opponent B would come back and say, okay, what about remembered? So then I would go find remembered. I would write remembered in, and my opponent B would put a little check mark just to remind themselves, oh, they've already said this, or I've already asked them this one, so that they knew which ones to ask and which ones to not ask. But they loved the game. It actually turned out really, really well. Would definitely make a couple adjustments, like as far as like the check marks, but I'm going to make those adjustments for you guys and put these instructions inside of the packet so that you will have it and be able to play it inside of your own classroom. I mean, like, y'all, they loved it so much to the point where they were like, I want to go home and play this with my parents. Win. For writing, we ended up reading the book Ish. Here's the book Ish. It is a cute little story about a little boy who loves to draw, but his drawings just never come out right. And one time his big brother kind of looks at his drawing, laughs at it, and he starts crumbling them up because none of them are coming out right. Well, his little sister comes up and she says, why are you doing that to your drawings? And then she takes them to her room, and she like collects all of his drawings. She says, look, this is blank-ish, this is face-ish, this is, you know, a flower-ish, and such forth, which then brings back his passion and love for drawing again. So we thought it was really cute. We wanted the students to be able to do it. Here's one of my students, and this was their ish drawing. They had to like close their eyes and they had to do a little ish like figure here, and then they would go and they would add little details. So you can kind of see here where they made it look like a boat, so it's a boat-ish, and then they got to write a little story about their boat. So it came out really, really cute, but it was just talking about a way of finding inspiration and being able to come up with stories whenever you really don't have an idea, because sometimes those ideas are the hardest things to come up with. And yeah, they did really, really well with that, so I was very proud of them. My voice is like going in and out because, so I was like Sergeant Spackman, and I was using my like sergeant voice. I can't talk. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of cleaning, do some organizing. I want to show you guys my space a little bit later, and I will talk to you guys at the end of the day. So the afternoon is shot, y'all. I'm gonna have to go ahead and leave. I will show you my space tomorrow morning. I know, I'm really, really sorry. I told you guys I was gonna show it to you this afternoon. However, I've been caught up trying to talk with other teachers about students. So I have to leave because I'm going to my mother-in-law's for dinner. So my husband and my 2 boys are now waiting for me. I promise I will show it to you tomorrow so that you guys can kind of get a better idea of what I'm trying to figure out and what I'm trying to do in my room as far as me staying organized. So I will catch you guys in the morning back in this room to talk about my stuff. So let's talk spaces for just a little bit. So this past week, you guys know that I have had the 2 tables in the very back that I've added into the classroom. That has completely changed my seating area, and it has really helped a few of my students. So with me having a 4th, 5th, and 6th grade kind of combination this year, I was actually used to, why is it so loud? I feel like trucks are just loud. But with the previous year, I had only had experience with 4th grade, and I feel like with 4th grade, they like to kind of lay out on the floor a little bit more. They're still kind of almost in that elementary level. In elementary, I know they do a ton of work at the carpet, going back and forth and kind of changing their seating. So they were kind of still in that realm. But once they started getting up to 6th grade, for one reason or another, they're starting to kind of change their preferences for seating. So I naturally was able to kind of observe that about my students, so I made those accommodations for them. So with those 2 tables back there, it has changed it completely. I still have a ton of students who really like to take these cushions that I found at a garage sale one year, and I have tons more inside of the closet, that they will just kind of lay it out on the carpet. They'll kind of create this almost like bed for themselves, and they will grab these boards that I have here that allow them to use it as a working space. So a lot of the kids still really enjoy using that. I have quite a few boys who will like to use this as a table, and for one reason or another, I have no idea how they're able to do this, but they will like put their knees on the ground and they will sit up using their knees. This old lady here, am like, oh, come on, focus. So this old lady right here cannot for the love do that. Like, it hurts my knees. And I think it's just because I'm old. So kudos to them for being able to do it, but the mama in me is like, you're gonna hurt your knees, stop doing that. But they really like to do that. That's how they like to learn, that's how they like to sit, whatever kind of floats their boat. So the tables now at the two in the front, the two round tables that I have here. So I have one here, and then I have another one back here in this little corner. Those tables are starting to kind of get, like, the kids are not sitting there as much, which is a good thing, because once small groups get rolling, like, they're not going to be able to sit there like they want to. Because students will be rolling in and out of those seats. So that has allowed me to be able to find kind of a spot for myself to be able to sit at. I like sitting with students. I like kind of like talking with them in the morning. Even if I have to do something on the computer, I have a couple of them around me that like to sit with me, and it's just nice. It's nice to be able to have them, to talk to them, and so yes, I sit with my kids. So at this table right here, in this little round table, come on, focus. So in this little round table right here, the students like to kind of, I have like a couple of students who like to sit in maybe these two chairs or these two, but I will use this as my space. But once like small groups get rolling, guys, I'm gonna be like up and back here. So I do have a stool for myself over here. All right, so let's talk space. I told you guys I think it was like the first week of school that I was really struggling with a space for myself and just kind of organizing some of the things that I need. Now, granted, I do not need a ton of space, only because I just don't use that much stuff. The only things that I really have to have are probably going to be my filing system, any type of like supplies like pencils and post-it notes and erasers, that type of thing needs to be out for me. And then I need to have my filing system that helps me stay organized. So let's talk about that one.
There's no use in looking back.
Oh my gosh, this thing is gonna drive me nuts. Y'all, my camera is dying, so y'all are just gonna have to bear with me. I'm really, really sorry. Okay, so here's the idea behind the 43 folder system. 43 folders, 31 of the folders stand for each possible day of the month. So the most days that we can have in a month are 31, and then the other 12 represent each month in the year. So I made those green just so that they could kind of stand out just a little bit. Some of them still don't have labels on them. I need to go through and add some labels. Really, I want to change all the labels because they're really ugly. Okay, so here's the idea. The idea is that whenever you have anything that you're going to file that you know that you're going to do on a certain date, you can place it in that file. So today is the 14th. I have something already for here. I also have like their school pictures money, which is also in there. And this is in the very front because this is today. So this is the very first folder that you see. Once today is over, it will go behind the October folder. So you see this one, this is the green, this is October. All of the days are behind October because that is the next month. So essentially I can always be planning 31 days in advance. I could always go into October and say, yep, I'm gonna do this on October 5th, or this is gonna be done in October 5th, and place all those files in October 5th. Now, here is where it is also extremely helpful, because if you are not certain on what day that you are going to get it done, you can always place it inside of the monthly folder. So let's say I find a really cool activity and I say, oh, this is so cool. I really want to place this in, I really want to do this in October, but I don't know what day because we're not in October yet and I'm not ready to plan for October. I can place it in the October folder, and so when October rolls around and I'm ready to start planning, I just pull out those materials and I can start kind of using those to plan and then placing them in their perspective and their respective date. So I like to have this. It helps, keeps me organized. So this is kind of how I place all of my paperwork. I've tried to do the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I've tried to like sort it as far as like reading, writing, math type of thing, and it just never works out for me. I always have a ton of papers inside of it, and it's just clutter for me. So this has been the biggest thing that has worked for me. I absolutely love it. It goes along with Getting Things Done by David Alan, I think it is. I'm hoping it is. I've said his name so many times and now I don't remember it. But it's by the book Getting Things Done. It's kind of one of his ideas, his systems. I think he referenced it as a tickler system, I believe. But yes, this is what I use, and this help keeps me organized. My husband had this cut, so this is one out of a like file cabinet, and he just had it cut down to size so that it would fit in here. And then I have some pencils in here. So remember the things that I told you guys that I would just like really like to have, kind of to be able to use. So highlighters I use during small group, expo markers, any type of sticky notes, erasers. I have index cards, and then I also have like thank you notes and things to that extent. I have some little activities and games and just things that I will reference to down here at the bottom so that I can easily get to it when I need it. So that's kind of like my small group thing. Here is the thing that just kind of starts to keep me organized. Now I know you guys are probably thinking, oh my gosh, Bridget, what in the world did you do? Where did your white IKEA tray system go? Well, it's at home. I needed something that had a few more slots in it. So my partner, one of my partners, was getting rid of this. She just did not have space for it in her room. I asked her if it would be okay if I used it, and she said, absolutely, go ahead and take it. So I took it yesterday. You can kind of see where I've added some of the labels, but the labels are not like permanent. I just wanted something to be able to reference to until I'm able to make some. Okay. So here's what happens. Anytime I have any type of paper, anything that just is there, it's in my hand, it needs to go somewhere, it goes inside of the inbox. And once it's in the inbox, at the end of the day or whenever I have time, I kind of sort through my inbox and then place it into one of the other files. Waiting means that I'm waiting for something. Either I'm waiting for a note from a parent, either I'm waiting for something from the office. It needs to wait because I need to collect more papers. Waiting is just what it is. It's waiting on something, on somebody, on something to do something. The other one is requires attention. This one should not be in there. Requires attention means that I just need to take care of it as soon as possible. This is something that is just, I need to get it done. I need to take care of it as soon as possible. So that's what that file is for. This one is pretty simple, self-explanatory. It needs to go filed. It needs to be put away. This one is copy and cut. Again, very self-explanatory. And then I like to have this one for pass out, just for the end of the day for me to be able to pass things out to students. I don't like putting it in the white basket above their mailbox because then it gets cluttered. And yeah, just don't want to do it. So I place it in here until I am able to go and place it inside of their mailboxes, and then they are able to place it in their communication folders. Okay, so this is kind of the little area that I needed to add. I didn't have this, but I had all of these other ones from here up to the top with the white IKEA system. So I added this one, and then here's what I needed to add here. So one thing I wanted to add was a spot for checklists, like random checklists. I have blank checklist, I have student checklist by homeroom, I have checklist by grade, but I have all my checklists that I'm able to use. I use checklists a ton in my classroom. And then I've been keeping extra. So anything that I have extra left over from students, from lessons that I've been doing, I place them inside of here. Then I can just provide those to those kiddos. Now, you're going to notice that these are not labeled because I'm not quite certain how I want to handle this so far. I need to kind of fill it out for a couple of days to kind of get a better idea of what I want to do. But I needed a spot to be able to place papers that need to be graded and then papers that have been graded or checked off or something to that extent. Right now, it is like jam-packed, overloaded inside of this little bin. And these are all papers that I have checked, but because of the nature of this like big activity, they're kind of full. So that's kind of, I was like, maybe I should do two of, you know, these are two that need to be graded and then two that are still being graded. I also kind of battled with the idea of sorting it by homeroom. I wasn't sure yet. And I'm just going to kind of feel it out for just a little bit until I kind of, I get a better idea of exactly how I'm going to be using this. But that is what has happened. I have changed this up just a little bit just so that I can add a little bit more slots for me to be able to stay organized. So that's what this is. If you guys are already going to ask, I have no idea where this is, but if I am able to find what this is, like on Amazon or something, I will leave a link down below so that you guys can go and check it out. And then down here, it's all the same stuff that I've had in the past. Y'all, this is camera stink. So these are all the things that I've had in the past. I have my binders down here that I will continue using just for like parent communication assessment, small groups, and substitute binders to that extent. These are some books that I reference throughout the day that I will need to get to. These are my curriculum maps that I make into little spiral books, and then I have like my smelling markers and things to that extent here. So that's my space, y'all. There it is in a nutshell. I've been enjoying it so far, so it's been working. And then up here, what I usually will do is I will keep, our schedules are right there. We have library times here. I have my checklist that I will use for like small groups, that type of thing, for assessments. My to-do list that I will use. This is a weekly checklist. Y'all, this is available in, this is available in my shop if you are curious about these, but this is how I use to kind of plan and get my materials out. And I just made it crooked. Does that bother y'all? It bothers me. And then I have my schedule here that I kind of wrote all over because I was having to make a couple of changes there. And then I have my big schedule for my students to be able to go and visit there. And then I keep a lot of different materials in here for me to be able to grab. So I usually will have Band-Aids, but my kids have like taken all my Band-Aids. I have my house points there. I also have, yeah, a bunch of checklists, that type of thing, Pride tickets, nurse's pass, all that good stuff. Y'all, like I said, this is gonna be in the vlog. I'm not gonna be able to vlog next week. I can't do this. If everything is coming out blurry, I am so sorry, y'all. I am trying, but this thing is awful. I mean, the lens doesn't even want to close anymore. It flashes randomly. It doesn't focus anymore. I don't know what to do. And these cameras are like $700 or $800. This camera right here cost me about $700. Just gonna throw that out there. They're expensive. So if I don't vlog anymore, you know why.